This is B and Max Talks with the word of the week over week.
What's going on, ladies and gents? We back. New season. You know it's B and Mac Talks. We on with another one. So this season we emphasizing topics, right? This season we more laid back, we more casual, more welcoming, inviting to the audience abroad. So at the end of the day, we just want to get on here and talk about how we can grow as individuals. So we're gonna be talking about topics. We'll talk about a little bit of trends, but we want to make sure at the end of the day we're growing together. So with that being said, B, what's up, big time?
What's going on, bro? And what's up, everybody? We glad to have you back, man. Like a new season, new wave. We talking about trends, topics. I'm ready. You ready?
Man, I'm ready, dog. Kick us off.
You heard him. We gonna talk about growth and the importance of growth to me. Is like, physical growth. We all want to grow, strength, and all of that. But the most important one to me when I think about growth is the growth in the times we living in. Like technology then got so advanced. We want to be growing with the times. We went from dinosaurs to cavemen to the early 1900s, and now we in 2000s, and it seemed like technology and just advanced extremely fast, like in the past, last 30 years or 40 years. Just from I'm only approaching 30 years that I've been on this earth, but it's grew extremely since I've been born. So I want to talk about that. And what about you, bro?
That's it, man. I feel like that you hit it on the head. I feel like for us, growth is more mental than anything, right? Your brain controls everything. Like all this is physical, but we have to understand our mindset is the most important. And when we look at our era, right, like just even in the last few hundred years, like we have the industrial age where it was about 200 plus years of time where time pretty much stays stagnant, right? It's like the industrial age with, the trains and manufacturing companies and all these different things and jobs that just kind of stay steady for 200 plus years. And now you look at our lives where we're in the informational age, where that's from late 1900s to present date, where technology has evolved at an all-time high. Technology is advanced beyond our measures. Like now we have, like literally, we have self-driving cars. I drove a stick back in the day. We have smartphones that can almost do everything. We have AI just doing everything for you. Back in the day, I used a map when we traveled, when we took vacations. I used an actual physical map, right? Now you just turn on your phone and look, boom. You have all this readily available technology to help you through your day-to-day. And it's kind of beautiful just because, like what he said earlier, only almost 30 years we've been on this earth. And just speaking from my history, not even the few hundred years that I didn't see, but the few decades that I did see, it's like, yo, from the time I was born to dial-up internet, to the smartphone, to now where AI is taking people's jobs at an all-time high, and AI and artificial intelligence is at an all-time high, it makes you think like, yo, the next 50 years are going to be crazy. But what it really makes me think is, how can I grow with the times? Because in the industrial age, it's 200 plus years of the same consistent thing for the most part. So now that we're in an age where, in not even 50 years, or that time has grew at a tremendous rate where people are getting left in the past. So how can I stay knowledgeable? How can I stay aware? How can I keep growing myself to be able to use all this technology and take advantage of all the different nuances of the world?
Right, bro. Like I'm thinking, like I'm on social media and I'm seeing people all over the world, and it's kids like making hundreds of $1,000s off of AI. Like think about it. Off of AI, young kids taking advantage of a tool that's given to us. Like that's just a part of the growth that's around us. We got to be able to. For me, I'm a 90s baby. For us, like, and not even just me. Think about the 80s and the 70s babies. Where their mindset at? Like, I feel like as a 90s baby, we was born like right in the middle, like right where technology was just starting to take off. So we still had a taste of the old school, but we was growing steadily. We was growing to be adults as technology was growing. And that's why that's why we have to be able to adapt, because, and that's, and another reason why I connected with animals, because, you know, in the wild, you know, it's endangered species and there's species that extinct, you know, that the animals that was able to adapt to the nature of how the world was structured in the situation that it was in, they're able to survive. And that's where we got to think as human. We have to be able to survive with how things are becoming, because AI is really taking over. I'm a truck driver, and I'm just thinking, like, they got cars that drive itself now. Soon they're gonna have trucks that drive itself now. And I feel like they already do, if I'm not mistaken. But it's just, you know, it ain't really got that advanced yet. But in the next 10 years or 20 years, it may be self-driving trucks and I won't have a job. So we have to be aware. It's important to be aware of how things are going, and think about the future too with your growth too. Like, I think about my future all the time, bro.
That's a valid point. You just made a great point, right? Some people lean and their only source of survival is their job. That should raise a red flag in your head. A light bulb should go off and say, hey, hold up. He just said in 10 years I might not have a job because AI might take over. But that also should say, maybe I could learn more about AI. Maybe I could learn different things, and maybe I could challenge myself, and maybe I could change. Because, you know, big thing about, especially people that's born in the industrial age, like I could pick on my father. He was born in the 50s. He don't like learning nothing too much new. I learned a lot from my father, and I love him to death. But at the end of the day, you know, stubborn is stubborn. And in that age, that's all they knew. It's the regular same old. He barely can use an iPhone. He slide on Facebook a little bit, and he don't really know too much about apps and all that. But you got to think about it. If we lived in and we grew up in the age that we're growing up in right now, we can't be behind the curve. Like, I know it's a 60-year-old pastor, C-Son. He's you know, about 10 years, a decade younger than my father. But guess what? He stays up on the times. He stays up on the trends. He's ever evolving. He's ever changing his mind. He understands that if I don't stay with the times, guess what? I'll get left. So 60 or not, 60 on my pop, almost 70, you got to understand that if you don't keep learning, if you don't keep growing, you will be left behind. And like you said, think about it, that's your job. You drive trucks. That shit, like, you should think about that. So in 10 years, if they have almost self-driving cars now, and they do have self-driving cars, it's just they want to make sure they crossing all their T's and dotting all their I's to make sure that when they produce this or when they put this out fully, that every car can drive and it won't be any malfunctions. Which, you know what I'm saying, nothing to be perfect, but they want to make sure it is as good as possible. But when they put that out, people are going to lose jobs like they're losing jobs now. It's so many machines and manufacturing companies that are losing jobs, like physical people in that workplace, because guess what? Artificial intelligence can do the job. So let's pay this one-time price for a lifetime of work. So you got to think about this, guys. Our biggest thing is about growth, right? Let's grow our mind. Let's stay up to date. Let's not be afraid of change. Growth is good.
Yeah, heavy on that growth and adapt. You'll be fine. Just don't be afraid of it. Just embrace it. And that's all I can say. Because I'm definitely going to embrace it, and I'm going to take advantage of every opportunity that come my way. As far as AI, I'm going to have to stay up with it. I'm going to have to learn. I know I don't want to, but that's what we have to do, as, you know, to survive in today's age, you know. And that's all I pretty much have, bro.
That's it. Survival. In order to survive in these next few years, we have to adapt. In order to adapt, we must change. Survive equals adapt, equals change. Let's change.
And that's growth, you guys. We'll see you next week on another episode of BM Mac Talks, and deuces.